Hey, what's going on? Mathew, Tamin here. Listen, I have some very important information to share with you that will transform your business today. So make sure that you have something to write with, a pen, a paper, a tablet, a napkin, or whatever you can find around you to take notes. And also go somewhere quiet that you're not distracted, because what I'm going to share with you here is going to revolutionize and change your business. So I really mean that. So a lot of times people get information, but they're so distracted, not paying attention to it, that they are not able to soak that information in and then utilize it for their business. But today I want to talk to you about what you measure grow. In other words, in business, the best way for you to grow your business is to measure things. And I want to give you key things that you need to start to measure in your business. You know, when I started business, about 16 or so years ago, I didn't know anything about measuring anything. I just started with an e-commerce website. I wasn't testing anything, tracking anything. I was just doing things. And that really hurt my business. So you need to start to measure things, okay? So you start to measure things. And one thing you want to keep in mind is this. When you start to measure things, so measurement or measure equals to growth. When you start to measure things in your business, they are going to start to grow. I don't care what it is, because when you start to measure things in your business, then you start paying more attention to it. And in just a moment, I am going to show you different things that you can measure in your specific business, regardless of what industry that you're in. But you want to make sure that you're measuring things. This is part of your how your business is going to get to that next level. So if you don't measure anything, then you have no clue what's happening. And as a business owner, one of the worst things you can be in is in the position that you're clueless about your numbers. So you want to be able to measure this. There are different ways and different things you can measure when you're doing marketing, okay? Sometimes you do marketing, you want to measure different dynamics and look at different things. But one of the things you want to measure in your business is you want to measure sales, or the number of sales. So you want to see how many in terms of numeric value. If you have a product you're trying to sell, let's say 20,000. Okay, you want to measure, your goal is 20,000, 10,000, whatever that number is for your specific business. At the end of that week, that month, that year, or whatnot, how did you do in terms of sales? So you want to put a specific number to that, the sales here. So you want to put a specific number to it, not just I think was sold, maybe. No, it's good to have an exact figure of what that is. So the next thing that you want to measure to is, after your sales, you need to start focusing on measuring your leads. How many leads are you getting per day, per week, per month, per whatever? By knowing how many leads that you're getting, then you can be able to start to calculate your conversion rate, which is something I'm going to be going over in another video. But a little details about conversion rate, you start calculating to know, okay, if I'm generating this amount of leads and I want to generate this amount of profit, this is what I need to be doing, X, Y, and Z. So you need to make sure that you're measuring your leads. And if you don't have any type of leads funnel set up, then you need to make sure that you're getting leads through your emails, through your opt-in list. I'm going to be covering that later on in another video as well. But you want to make sure that you're measuring your leads. And then you want to measure your revenue. So your revenue is what how much money is coming in from your sales, from the leads. How much money is coming in from that? You want to be able to know, okay, my goal is $20,000 for this week or for this month, whatever that number is. How did you match up with that? And then also you want to measure engagement. This is something that a lot of people miss. You want to measure your engagement in terms of interactions with the community. What times are people most active on your website, what they're doing, and things like that. So your engagement with the community is really vital and important that you make sure that you're doing that. Because if you can measure your engagement, then you know exactly how effective what you're doing is. Without any type of engagement measurement, you have no clue if what you're doing is effective or not. And then also, you want to be able to have some type of tracking. So you want to be able to track what you are doing, which ties into your analytics. So your analytics lets you know how things are going. You have a benchmark. And your benchmark is going to give you a really good idea of your number of sales, your number of leads, your revenue, your engagement, and other things about your business. And you want to be able to, once you measure everything, then finally you want to be able to make some improvements. So you want to improve. Okay, let's say that you're not satisfied with the number of sales that you're getting or with the number of leads or the revenue. Then you can say, okay, I'm not satisfied with the number of leads. What do I need to do to improve it? Which all comes down to your tracking and your analytics. So when you track things, then you can be able to look at the analytics to see how things are going. And I encourage every business owner, make sure that you're tracking everything. Even with the stuff that I do for my businesses, I make sure that I'm tracking every single detail as much as I can, because then I can use that data to be able to analyze to see where things are, what needs to be improved, what needs to change, what's working and what's not working. And I do the same thing too when I work with different clients in their business, to be able to track and analyze everything a lot more in depth and detail. So these are just ways that you can be able to measure things. But remember, what you measure is always going to grow.